The Real Machines ADpak is an expansion library of drum samples to be used inside of Addictive Drums. This library consists of electronic or synthesized drum samples. This is a change of pace from all the other samples that you can use inside of Addictive Drums that focused on recording acoustic drum and cymbal instruments. There are 5 electronic drum kits included in this library. The first is a Simmons kit, then there's a Linn drum kit, a DMX kit, and an 808 and a 909 kit. These are the classic or retro electronic drum sounds that go all the way back to the 80s but have remained popular throughout the 90s and also since then. These drums were recorded onto magnetic tape to give them a warm and punchy sound. I'll go through here and give you an example. I've got the Linn drum kit loaded. Just like how you normally have the drums set up here in the kit window of Addictive Drums, you have the instruments mapped out on the MIDI notes in the same sort of way. Kick, snare, a set of toms, crash cymbals. It's kind of a special effects cymbal here, a ride cymbal, hi-hat, and then percussion. And these were sampled off the famous LM1 Linn drum kit. Now, you can go through and actually what I played here was a dry version of it. You can also load up the same kit except the wet version. The main difference is that these drums were played back into a reverb chamber or a room, and then the natural ambience of these sounds being played back are captured, and you can mix in the room sound where actual microphones were set up to record the sound of these instruments in a room. So you can mix that in. And as with all things with Addictive Drums, for instance, if you just want to mix in, certain instruments, you can definitely do that for the different things like the room and the reverb and things like that. Another cool thing about this is that because there's no actual beater or front head microphones to blend between for an electronic drum sample, what you have here for some of these kits, for the beater and front, is you're blending between a kind of oversaturated tape sample, which is the front, and you have over here on the beater, that's more of a dry or less saturated tape sound. And so a lot of people thought for things like kick and snare, if you going onto tape, if you had the level of the signal very loud, it made the tape had some pleasing saturation that it added to it. So you can blend between those two samples if you like. I'll solo the kick here, and it's a little bit more saturated and more clean here. Same thing's true for the snare, top and bottom. Oops, gotta solo it. So that's obviously more saturated. You can blend those things together. I thought that's a creative way that XLN Audio came up with to make use of that kind of top and bottom feature, and just add something unique to this library, very natural sounding, that you might not see in other sample packs that are of electronic drums. So that's cool. To go along with the samples that are included in this library, there's also a set of Midi grooves that can be used. So I'm going to go through and give you an example so you can hear how all these sound. So as that gives you some idea of the grooves, what I also want to show you is there's a set of pre-mixed presets that are included. So far I've just showed you the Lindrum kit, but I'm also going to go through, show you some of the other ones, and there's some pre-mixed kits that you can use, presets that take advantage of the internal effects inside of Addictive Drums. So why don't I show you some of these quickly and give you the example of the different kits and then also some of the other presets. All in all, the Real Machines ADpak really captures that retro electronic drum sound that's also just been popular ever since the 80s. Depending on whatever kind of processing you use and kind of special effects that you add in, these drums can obviously be used for more modern hip-hop and urban styles of music, and also can be used to be layered for things like pop and rock music as well. I think that XLN Audio did a great job, made a very versatile expansion pack, added some cool features in with the tape and the reverb that you might not find in other packs. And as with all things Addictive Drums, it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and so it doesn't take much work to get these drums fitting well in your song.